Mercedes-Benz. A long history of performance, luxury, and quality of ride brings you the SL, one of the more iconic cars in our lineup. But to talk about this car, we have to rewind the clock a few years, just a few years, and go all the way back to 1951. In 1951, Mercedes-Benz executives decided we need a race car back in the lineup. So in 1952, the very first SL came about, the 300 SL, or Super Light, which is where the name came from. So the iconic 1952 300 SL with the gull wing doors was born. It went on to win many races at Nürburgring, as well as many other Grand Prix. It had 170 horsepower, it was rear-wheel drive, and it had a manual transmission. Now, obviously, the SL didn't stay the same way all of these years. It's gone through many, many different iterations. From the 60s and 70s, obviously, styles changed and the car got a little bit more square as per what was common back then. We also got our first V8s introduced to the lineup in 1971, and in 1989, AMG finally got their hands on the SL with the introduction of the SL55 and the SL60. Obviously, one of the first things we're going to talk about with a car like this is what's up front. Handcrafted in Elflarterbach, Germany, we have the V8 bi-turbo engine, making 469 horsepower and 517 pound-foot of torque. The car does 0 to 100 in about 3.4 seconds. As an extension of the engine, obviously, we've got a beautiful 9-gear multi-clutch transmission, giving you extremely smooth shifts. You have 8 powerful gears propelling you forward and 1 reverse. Not to mention the all-wheel drive system in the car, which of course is a modern-day version of what was available back in 1982. You now have fully variable 4MATIC Plus system in the car, giving you primarily an all-wheel drive vehicle, but when you're feeling a little bit more racy, you can actually put all the power to the back wheels. Now, obviously, if we're talking about going fast, we have to talk a little bit about stopping fast. Here we have the AMG multi-piston high-performance braking system with cross-drilled rotors all the way around, planted nicely beneath these 21-inch summer performance wheels with the black Y-spoke rims. You're gonna stop. Well, I don't have a 1952 gull wing to show you guys, or a 1954, which was the first model year ever sold in North America. I do happen to have a 1982, so let's go have a peek. So obviously a very different beast under the hood of this car. We have a 3.8 liter V8, no turbos of course in 1982 on this guy. It is a little bit more docile than its modern sibling. It does 0 to 100 in about 9.8 seconds versus 3.5. And you make about 155 horsepower. So again, just designed to be a bit more of a cruiser and more focused on luxury rather than the race car like the original version in the 1952 300 SL. Welcome to the interior of the 1982 380 SL. The pinnacle of luxury for Mercedes-Benz in that year. You have beautiful leather seats. They're extremely comfortable, actually, even today. The car came with a couple of amenities, which was a little bit more unique in that day. You have heated seats with the controls right here on the console. You also have power windows, which again was a bit of a rarity in those days. Of course, you've got things like air conditioning, beautiful wood trim throughout the dashboard and center console. And one of my favorites, a little bit of a throwback, you have your cassette player. 43 years does a lot to a car. So jumping forward, let's take a look at the interior. Obviously, you've got a much more modernized cabin, 3D surround sound system in the car, full upgraded technology with the touchscreen infotainment center, AI in the car that will react to your body language depending on whether or not you look drowsy or if you're falling asleep or maybe not paying attention. You've also got all the AMG controls right on the steering wheel, so you can perform many different tasks in the car, whether it's controlling infotainment or all of the AMG dynamic controls. It's all right at your fingertips. While 43 years does a lot to the interior of the car, it also does a lot to the way you put the roof up and down. Welcome back, guys. So we talked about the 2025, but let's roll the clock back a few years and talk about his older brother. This is the hardtop coupe. So it is still a convertible, but you didn't have a mechanical soft top for it. Okay, this is an actual hardtop convertible. So there's a couple of locking mechanisms you'd undo, and you would physically remove the top for those warm cruising days. A very different car in terms of style. Overall, in the 1980s and even the early 90s, the SL wasn't designed to be a race car. It didn't have that racer feel. It was meant to be a bit more of a luxurious kind of Sunday afternoon cruiser. And you can tell just by the look of it, it doesn't quite have the same body lines as, say, the predecessor in the 1952. It just overall looks a bit more docile and a little bit more approachable for, you know, mom and pop wanting to take the car out on a nice hot sunny day. Everybody, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. It's been really awesome and interesting to go over the differences between what the SL was and where it started, and then move forward all the way to 2025 and show you what the SL has become. I just wanted to say thanks again. I hope you guys all have a great day. I hope you learned something. And if you have any further questions, or maybe you want to make a choice between one of these two guys, give me a call. Let me know. Again, Jason at Mercedes-Benz Winnipeg, 1400 Tennyson Boulevard. Come see us.